Look at us talking to each other. So, yeah, keeping it wrong, basically. The reason for that is that, and we don't always do it. We used to feel better about doing it because we would have people call in and correct us when we said wrong things. Now that doesn't happen, so sometimes we feel compelled to make sure that we're not spreading disinformation. But if you find out something that we've said wrong on the podcast and you're listening to it, we used to have a segment called Corrections, which would be us correcting the previous podcast, or several podcasts back. So if you're interested in doing that, by all means, correct us. No, what happened, Ben? Yes, indeed. Yes. Oh, my goodness. Are they going to be really mad at us? They don't. They don't. They don't care about the content. They just want the money. All right. We are doing it. Yes. Mm. Oh no, man! I think this might go wrong. Is there a way that random people will hear our podcast on Spotify with if they're not looking for it? Okay. Good. 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 Okay. Good. 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 Oh, hey. By the way, this episode of the GudeLaurance podcast brought to you by Twiglets. Did you ever watch Whose Line Is It Anyway? And whenever they're doing party quirks, they would mention Twiglets. That's what these are. And Ben, have we talked about Twiglets already? Take take a look at this. Take a look at this. This is what a Twiglet is. For those of you who can't see, it's sort of a kind of a pretzel looking sort of thing. But this is a yeast powder that you're looking at here on top of whole wheat sticks. Ben Lawrence raw dogging the water at Annex Theater. Um, I myself am, of course, drinking out of my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cup, and it is. I'm drinking. It's more of a, what would you call this, Ben? It's a like a water bottle, kind of a larger water bottle type thing. Mm. And also, I don't think it keeps it any hotter or colder. I think it's just there. But it's got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo on it, and yeah, so it is containing some carbonated LaCroix coconut flavor, uh, some ocean water packet, and then some water from uh, Chicago, Illinois, which has been filtered through a Brita pitcher, and then some ice from Chicago, Illinois, which hasn't, which means because it's from Chicago, most likely it contains lead. So, oh, I'm old. It's not gonna. Jennifer was like, "We're gonna die before it really affects us." Hmm. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, "Are we gonna are we gonna think like I'm expecting two things to happen that haven't happened yet. Number one, we get a new currency called like freedom dollars or something like that that aren't backed. Oh, they will, won't they? Even if that's not the official name, that's what they're going to be called. Yeah. And they're going to be backed by something other than the Federal Reserve. And we're all going to have to use that to pay for stuff. Yeah, crypto maybe. Why not? Probably. Um, Alleged market manipulation. Ben, tell me more. I'm I'm smiling because I was being sarcastic, but yes. Yep. 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 People were calling it a pump and dump scheme, which apparently he's done before in certain businesses. So yeah, no one no one was confused regarding what was happening. At least the smart investors. I'm putting smart investors in quotes because they're just in on it. And then the paranoids like me also going, well, this is what they're doing. Although I had a different take, which I could be wrong about, right? Because I was focused on my own life, and I'm not a stock guy. But there was a lot of stuff that we bought with the idea that we're going to buy this before the market goes crazy, right? So we now have a miter saw, and we have like stuff that was going to be a little bit more expensive, perhaps. And so we spent more money than we normally would have, which in turn would make the economy look better because we're spending more money. So it's a two for one, basically, kind of thing. Like there's probably someone who bought a whole bunch of whatevers so that they could have it when the stock market crashed. Oh, it's back down again, from what I understand. Yeah. So, but really, for you, Ben, do you have a 401k at all? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, the way that a friend of mine referred to it, and it's kind of what it is for me too. Just called it invisible money. Like they're not touching it, right? They're not gonna do anything with it until they stop working, basically. So I'm kind of the same way. So when all this stuff happened, I'm like, well, how is this going to affect me? It's going to affect me in one of a couple of ways. One is the the company that hired me, can't afford to keep me employed, and so I get laid off. That's one possibility. And then I can't find another job. So that part, right? Income not coming in is one thing. The other thing is, of course, stuff that I normally buy is too expensive or doesn't show up anymore. This is something that Jennifer and I talked about a little bit. You've been poor before a little bit, right? In times. Uh, so so like for instance, you want to go and get some food and you just can't because you don't have any money. And you're like, well, okay, I have two slices of bread and an egg. It's an egg sandwich lunch for me. And then some other times it's like, I don't have any food in the house whatsoever. Let me see if there's a church that has a potluck that's, whatever. Like, the idea is that there's food out there. The food exists, but you can't get to it because you're poor. And I guess I'm gonna be hungry tonight when I'm sleeping, and then when I wake up, I'm not gonna be hungry again, so I can wait until like noon or whatever. Oh, I'm lightheaded now. Probably should try to eat some, whatever. That kind of thing. So we've gone through those times. The thing that we've been through is going to help us if there are shortages. Oh, I can't buy, like an example, bananas. All the bananas in at Pete's when I went there for groceries, I made stock. I took stock of it. They're from Mexico, most of them. There was one group of bananas from Guatemala, and I'm like, okay, so maybe we won't get the Mexican bananas. Maybe we can get the bananas from Guatemala still, or who knows, right? Maybe no more bananas. In which case, again, poor instincts kick in. Okay, I just don't get bananas, and okay, I'm eating canned peaches because that's all there is, or I'm not eating anything because there's nothing, whatever. The thing that Jennifer and I were talking about is that there are some people, not us, not you, not me, maybe some people we know even, who have been rich enough their whole lives that they aren't going to be in a position to handle when they have the money to buy the stuff, but the stuff isn't there. That's a strange problem that they've never really run into in the United States that much. The only thing I can think of is like the PS5. For a while, that was the thing, right? Where people were like, oh, I want to get the PS5. And now it's what? The Nintendo Switch 2. Uh, People want to buy it, they can't buy it because it's not here. That's the kind of stuff that, yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I am psychologically capable of dealing with. The other thing that you and I are psychologically capable of dealing with is loss of the internet. If the internet goes away, I mean, it's gonna suck, but we can fall back on our old, yeah. But I mean, I know I'm on a, I converse regularly with millennials now, and they're all. I mentioned this because you were talking about your DVD thing, how you're burning DVDs. This is where I'm working for the FCC, and this podcast is Ben. You know how you were talking about how you're burning all those DVDs. Do you remember that, Ben? You told me about it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ben Lawrence. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah, and exactly. Yes. Did you get all that? So the basic th- the basic thing is that they didn't buy it. That's the problem. Yeah. So no, but here's the thing. These guys, right? They're making physical copies of content that's only available digitally right now because they're afraid of two things. One, the internet going away, and two, if the internet doesn't go away, like Disney just pulling all of their products off of Disney Plus, and then you can't watch any of it or whatever. Yep. Yeah. So so I have my bookshelf of books, right? That's all here. Oh, I have to tell you, somebody was talking about. I just mentioned it because I have, obviously, all I have boxes and boxes of these books. Did I tell you the story about this? About me having boxes and boxes of these books? I was contacted by some people who said, "Hey, we're taking this book out of circulation. We're no longer publishing this book. We are going to get them pulped, or you can buy them all from us." So I bought them all. Yeah. Well, but here's the thing. Deal with my contract. I got them for the price it cost to manufacture them, if that makes sense. So deeply discounted. Yeah, true. Right now, on Amazon, when Elephant Met Giraffe, the cheapest copy I was able to find was $40, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, exactly. $39. Yeah. Um, but I mean, yeah, I mean, this is something you could give them away at something saying a $40 value. There should be a joke. Yeah, so cool. So this is what I was gonna say. There was a guy who was complaining that he got bad reviews for one of the things that he just put out, and I said there is a bad review for my book, A Surprise for Giraffe and Elephant. It's like a decade old now, and I think about it every couple of years. And there's a man. He's got white or gray hair, a white or gray beard. Yeah, he has an icon. White or gray hair, white or gray beard, and I still remember it. It's not as funny as advertised. Is the thing, and it's like this is not as humorous as people are saying it is. I think that Paul Goody is trying to trade on Mo. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's how you know if the person who's criticizing my book is uh, in the know or just an amateur. Those that are in the know call it a ripoff of George and Martha. Those who are not call it a ripoff of Mo Willems, Elephant and Piggy. And the reason is because there's an elephant in it. But my books are very much more like George and Martha than Elephant and Piggy. So anyway, oh, it's George, yeah, or Frog and Toad. That the sort of the people who are having a day. It's more whimsical than smart, if that makes sense. Um, but anyway, so he says, not as fun as advertised. I suppose if all children want are cute pictures, these are cute. But if they want a more sophisticated storyline, you won't find it here. Something like that. The book is for 3 to 5 year old children. Yeah. And here's the thing. Listen here, people. I'm not saying I'm not one of those guys who are like, let's just feed children garbage because it's not they're just kids, they don't care. No, no, the guy is also wrong. The things in this book are incredibly funny. I'm just going to show you. Here's okay. Look, I'm not going to read it out loud, but this is okay. So here's the first one. Giraffe has an alpine horn, and he's playing it. An elephant can't sleep because of giraffe's alpine horn. A giraffe is a very long-necked creature. An alpine horn one of the tallest instruments. Come on, that's funny. And then the giraffe, you know, trashes his alpine horn. Oh, but the elephant fixes it and makes the giraffe feel better. So that's pretty. That's not funny. No, that's not supposed to be funny. It's pathos, right? So that one, sure. But the toboggan, Ben, best visual punchline I've ever made in my entire life. The elephant wants a toboggan, right? Shows, oh look, this is what happens with a toboggan. These kids sledding, and then giraffe makes the toboggan. Now you'll notice one thing, Ben. You see this here? See this part right here that I'm showing Ben? It's describe what you're looking at here, Ben. Yeah, it is a welding torch. It's an acetylene torch, Ben. And do you notice anything about the acetylene torch, Ben, that you're looking at here? What about the flame? Describe well, it's a blue flame, Ben. I fought with Disney over this blue flame. They said no one's going to understand that it's orange, and I said the people who read my book are sophisticated enough that they're going to know an acetylene torch is, and also they were like, isn't this front of this toboggan made of wood, just like you did, Ben? No, it's metal. So I don't know what you're talking about with sophistication, but here's the idea. Elephant couldn't wait to try it, Ben. It wasn't as much fun as she thought it would be. What are we looking at here? They're on flat land because they live in the veldt, Ben. How is that not? See, the guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Anyway, I still think about it every once in a while. You know what I would? Oh, and then this. You know what would be really fun? Asked Elephant. A bobsled. Giraffe didn't say anything. What about that? There's a capper. No, no, no. This is a surprise for Giraffe and Elephant. It is. There are some cheaper versions of it. Is it? Or are you just? Oh, and he wanted. Oh, and then this. Then this. Giraffe said he wanted no cake. Well, Ben, what is this here? What are we looking at? My gosh. I love my book again. I feel really good about it. So thank you. And here's the other thing. That review, worst review that book's ever gotten on Amazon, 3 stars still. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah. So anyway, you said yeah, I had said something else and you wanted to talk about it and I forget what it was. Did you forget also? Did I still do? Oh, I haven't. I've watched seasons 1 and 2. I haven't watched season 3. Ben, I've turned over a new leaf. You can spoil it, and I won't care. Yeah. Uh huh. Huh. The theme music is Turkey in the Strong. Um, but no, most likely not. Turkey the Straw Ben, look it up. There's a big history of racism associated with the as opposed to Needle in the Hay, which is of course in a pivotal scene in the the one movie where Ben Stiller and his sons all wear tracksuits. Um, the oh you know it. Um, it's the somethings the Royal Tenenbaums. You have seen that film. It's yeah it's oh yeah, Ben Stiller is one of the siblings. Yeah, yeah. Um, hey, speaking about Ben Stiller and people getting mad at TV shows, I had no idea that people were so mad about the end of Severance, of this season of Severance. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, did you watch it? Yeah, yeah. They didn't like. They were like, you know, yeah, because you know, he doesn't have. And this is the thing is they missed, I suppose, that whole conversation because they're like, he doesn't have a life in there. That's not sustainable. He doesn't know about sustainable. All he's yeah, exactly. Which I thought was great. I really liked the conversation between the two of them. Um, I mean, just a really great show. I like it a lot. Um, so it's too bad that the one okay, this is gonna sound one of the characters that I really liked, the big guy with the beard, is dead now. But here's this is the thing. Oh, go ahead. Yeah. So that actor, I've followed that actor like all of his career. And what I mean by that is this. He's one of those guys, but he's a very special one of those guys. Where um wait, what's somebody somewhere? No, I haven't seen him in that. But he's in. But what I mean by that, so I maybe haven't seen everything he's done, but what I mean is like I saw when he had a very small part in this thing, and then I saw him, you know, when he was yeah, and he's gotten better and better and better as he goes on, too, like an actor probably does. Oh, speaking of which, Val Kilmer, R.I.P. Yeah, let's let's go through some actors that we think have fallen behind short. No, I'm kidding. Again, the fear, of course, being, and I've mentioned this before. This is one of the humorous sides of my OCD. Anytime I talk bad about um, any celebrity, I always imagine that that celebrity is about to walk through the door, and then they're going to hear me say that, and they get sad. Exactly. Yes. Um, yeah. Yeah. It was a health issue, I believe. That as opposed to Gene Hackman. Well, I suppose it sort of was a health issue as well. Did you sent me the for those of you who only listen to the podcast and don't know what Ben and I like talk about, we do talk sometimes off the podcast. It does happen. Um, Ben sent me an update on Gene Hackman. And apparently his wife died. Yeah. The one thing that was interesting is Jennifer did not know about the other two dogs. And so it messed her theory up. She didn't realize that there were two other dogs. Yep. Yeah. 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 They were able to go outside. They were also able to eat. Well, yeah. So so yay. Oh whoops, not yay. So yeah, hey, wait a second. Were Gene Hackman and Val Kilmer ever in a movie together? I'm trying to think. Um, okay. Lex Luthor, famously. Oh, that's a good point. You know, those universes are weird though. They're not fully connected. Did I ever tell you about the the dream I had when I was a kid? And when I say dream here, I don't mean I fell asleep and then I dreamt this, but something that I wanted to have happen. Uh, I wanted there to be a Stephen J. Cannell verse. I didn't know that that's what it would be called. I didn't know how it would work, but I wanted like the A Team and Knight Rider and the Master and every single one of those Stephen J. Cannell shows to be in the same universe, so they could all be in the same TV show together. I really there's something wonderful to me about those 80s TV shows from Stephen J. Cannell. I like them so much. Oh yeah, that would have been cool. No, I didn't know that those two things were on at the same time. I didn't know about the Dukes of. Oh, actually, this is something that speaking of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I had. Oh no, no, back when I talked about my cup, remember Ben? Uh, so um, I had OCs for every property that I watched. So that was original characters, but they weren't called OCs then. There wasn't really a term for them. But basically, when I would play like games with kids my age, they always like if we played Star Wars, I'm gonna be Han Solo, said one kid. The other kid said, I want to be Luke Skywalker. And I would be like, I want to be this guy who I would make up my own character in that universe. And they would be like, no, you can't do that. That's not how this works. Exactly. So I had my own Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Uh, and okay, so I can't pronounce it right. You know when you're a kid, you only see the word sometimes if it's a big complicated word, but you don't know how to pronounce it. It's there's a Renaissance artist. His name is Caravaggio or something like that. Um, he had a yellow. Um, again, all these names I'm gonna have wrong. He had a yellow bandana. At first, when I was first introduced in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they all had the same color of masks. I mean, not bandana, the same color of mask. They all had the same color. And then on the cover of the black and white comic, it was they were red. the color cover. That's right. But at that time, then I made it. I ended up making them. My guy having a yellow mask by that time. And there's a it's I called it again Amari Gasari. That's not the name of it. It's got those words in it, but it's a chain with a weight on either end that you use to like get swords and like break them and stuff. Yeah. So that was the basic concept. That was my character. Um, in the Dukes of Hazard, I had a character, and his name was Hey Duke, Hay Duke, and there was a full on Who's on First that I did based on him talking to people. Hey Duke, yep, that's me. That sort of thing. Wait a second. Now that I think about it, that's actually a precursor to the Kids in the Hall thing because hey, Duke. Yeah, that's my name. Your name is Hay? Yeah, that's right. Okay. So it wasn't really a Who's on First. It was more of an anti-joke Who's on First. But yeah, he was named after Hay because he liked it. I used to have what I'm looking for, Ben, because for those of you who can't see, I'm looking for something. I had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles graphic novel that was here. It was here in my bookshelf, and now it's not. And it's really weird. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. So, uh, as you can see, for the people at home, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original color cover of the black and white comic book. Oh my gosh! No, these are color versions of it. When was it published by First Comics? And I'm not looking it up. This is a real object in the world, so I can be forgiven. 1986. Yep. Yep. And but but all of their masks were red, at least on the cover of that. I think also in the comic itself. Let's find out. Yeah, they're all red, and so that makes sense because what is Raphael if not a traditionalist? Uh, um, yeah, yeah, exactly. They were all kind of the same. So Raphael was still, I think, more tough than most of the other guys. Sorry, my screens went to sleep. I'm hoping that we're still recording. I'm waiting for them to snap back to reality. Oh no, Ben. What's gonna happen? Oh, oh shit. Oh no, I swore. Okay, Ben, it stopped at 40:15. What are you at? Okay. So I'm going to okay, and I've started recording again. So Ben, this is going to be one long. So did you write down 40:15 for my file? Yeah, but I wasn't recording when I said it, if that makes sense. So it cuts off at 40:15 my time, and then starts. Well, no, because the files because I started recording again. It's going to be one file, not two separate files. Oh no. Do you want me to not do that? Well, it's too late now. I'm 40:15. 4015. I could probably copy it and paste it into a who knows. I think I might be able to after we're done, I could stay on for a little bit longer and save it off as two separate files because there is a break in the file. You know what I mean? Like I started recording on the same file. I think I could just select that part. Right. What I mean is that I can if I can do it right, open up a new file, cut and paste the second one into that new file, and then I'll have two that I can give you. Or we could just lose everything. That is another possibility. If I screw up, I'm not that bad. I mean, I am somewhat of a goof sometimes, but I'm pretty technically capable, I think. So anyway, we have 18 more minutes. 18 more minutes. And or a little bit less. A little bit less because of what I missed. Yeah, hopefully. I I saw it. I mean, it went black, which it normally doesn't do. Because I have my little mouse here, and I keep on, you know, wiggling the mouse to keep it woken up. And then sometimes when it goes black, I'll like wiggle it again, and it'll come back up. So yeah. So technical difficulties, we all have them. What, you don't? Shit. Oh no, I swore again. Oh no, wait. So you and I, Ben, are living in unfortunately exciting times. Market instability, jing- jingoistic language, talking about running operations inside of Mexico, perhaps, for example. And Mexico said, no, don't do that, please. Um, uh, Panama Canal being looked at as something that we're going to try to get as well. Oh, oh. The other thing that I have heard is that there is now a super volcano that has rare metals here in the United States. That is, I don't think so, no. I believe that it is, yes. This is in a different place. I think it might be in Nevada. Um, like there are two states. There are two states it's under. Oh wait, yes. Oh, Ben, this is what it must feel like to be a normal person who can remember things. Um, is there a border between Oregon and Nevada? I think it's on the Oregon and Nevada border, but I could be wrong. Jennifer has mentioned before how I would never be a good spy because it's like, yeah. So I met with these guys. They're Armenian or Argentinian, one of the two. Anyway, the fact is, so Ben, look up Oregon, Nevada super volcano, and we'll see if that is in fact a thing. Ben is looking it up. I know I just explained what the podcast was. We don't normally do these things, but we don't have anyone fact checking. The McDermott caldera. And does it mention the minerals that are in that caldera? What is the date on that? Hey, well, there you go. Interesting, isn't it, Ben? That after these tariffs are announced, all of a sudden they find something that says, hey, we don't need your minerals anymore? Hmm. Oh, I don't know, Ben. I'm sure that we can speed that up somehow. Abolishing the EPA? Hmm. Well, I did we. Oh, Ben. Now that you mention it, we do. I mean, you do need mines in order to send people to the mines, so that makes sense. I do wonder about this. Um, well, I don't know. I mean, I thought the same thing about a lot of things. Yeah, exactly. There, I think was it Red Dwarf that actually had the canaries? Um, there was a thing where people were called canaries, and they were there specifically because they were going to die before the other people. Um, so yeah, I don't know, Ben. I mean, it's possible. I was thinking about this that if if true to form, if they do things the way that they have been doing it, the businessmen who now run the United States of America are going to use us up, and then when we're no longer viable, they're going to invite someone to come in and use the Americans as labor, basically sweatshops in America. But for here's the thing that I would say is that I felt this way when I was working as a low volt technician, and then I did have a job assembling stuff for a while. It is kind of doing assembly work is kind of nice because there's less work that you can take home with you, if that makes sense. You know? Oh yeah. I mean, I've mentioned this before to employers. When they said, "Hey, would you mind doing this?" I said, you could hand me a big stack of pencils and say, "Paul, you're going to be sharpening these pencils all day. And as long as you're paying me the salary that you're paying me now, I will sharpen those pencils." And people were like, "But what about growth opportunity? What about managerial skill?" I'm like, "Look, I just told you that I would sharpen pencils if you handed them to me. Why on earth would you want me to do something else? Do the thing that have me do the thing that you need to get done, and I will be fine." But anyway, the yeah, go ahead. Oh, you weren't saying anything. All right. Um, hey, it's time for Ben to get lifted off of his perch. Oh my gosh. We're gonna move again over to. Is it switching me? Yeah. Okay. The new and improved setup. The mount station is now on top of a keyboard and hooked into the keyboard. It used to be hooked into the microbrute, which is now sitting over here. Sorry, microbrute. The microbrute was only monophonic, meaning you can only play one key at a time. So if I was playing the mallet station, I could hit this key, but if I hit this key, it wouldn't make any noise. But now I could hit both keys and it'll make a noise because it's hooked into this keyboard. And I can also play with the keyboard, which is nice. And then if you remember, this is the looper that's here, and my mixer and my vocal thing. Microphone is here. Now, all of this stuff, if you might remember, Ben, used to be over here. But I have a tendency whenever I'm done with work, and now I'm gonna come back. Oh no, I switched to you. Sorry, Ben. I have a tendency when I'm done with work, just stand up like this, which then sends the chair backwards. And when that happens, I would knock over the thing that had my various equipment on it. So I put it over in there in this side, and then this stool keeps the chair from hitting it. So yeah, I'm having fun. You know, we're doing good, having a good time over here. Betty has gone to 2 improv classes now and says that she likes them, which is nice. Um, she's warming up to it. Yeah. So the first time, she said it didn't make her anxious and she didn't hate it. The second time she said that it was good. So, there you go. I finally saw Oz Park and went by IO Theater. So we ate at this restaurant at Lincoln Park. Lincoln Park has a thing called Oz Park that's near it, and Oz Park is statues of the characters from The Wizard of Oz, and it's pretty cool. And we went by IO Theater and Second City, and I have um, verified that compared to uh, the revival, they are too far away. Yeah, like an extra 20 minutes from there via car because it's close, but it's yeah, the busy city streets. And on the light rail, it's an extra 15 minutes. Not light rail, boosh. The train. Yeah, Jennifer chided me for saying light rail uh, at one time. Well, the train is better though. I like trains, Ben. So it's good. Um, Now here's something else. You know how I became fat, and it's been working out for me. I like it, but recently I've been hungry, which I haven't been before. Um, and well, recently I've never been hungry because I keep snacking. I keep eating all the time, and and then I weighed myself, and I've actually lost a pound. So I think what's happening is, like I've changed up what I've been eating. So like I used to eat these Entenmann donuts that I really liked and ice cream and lots of snacks. And lately I've been eating this corn, which is good. Uh, but also I've been eating these, which are just spirals of blue and dried apples. So I think just what happened. Okay. So basically it turns out that in my interest to try new things, I've actually maybe improved what I've been eating. And
Yeah.
so I don't know. It might be useful, it might not be.
So I just
Um,
discovered that. every once in a while, I'm technically competent, right? And every once in a
Yeah.
while, I only discover like 5 minutes before the podcast that the live stream has not been hearing my side of the conversation at all.
Oh no,
So
man.
that's awesome.
Well, how many viewers of the live stream did we have this entire time?
Zero. That's why nobody pointed it out.
It should be, yeah, it should be okay, hopefully.
Yeah.
But anybody watching this, they're not going to know. Maybe put it in the show notes that
Yeah.
Ben
I'll
shows
just,
up. You'll have
I'm a,
to
a silent partner.
re-record all of your dialogue for this.
Yeah.
Loop it, loop it in.
I'm wondering if there's a way to add an audio track to a YouTube live video. They allow you to edit. I'm wondering if they allow you to do that. I don't know. We'll find out. I don't
They
really
should.
actually don't know if I care, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. This is the thing that breaks the AI though, where they
Yeah.
try to make the Ben and Paul side of things, and they can't. They can't for whatever reason. Um, Again, I don't know. This is actually a great thing to end on. Um, there's a band. I think it's just one guy from France named Igor, Igorrr, and they have a video called ADHD. And the video, like there have been, I might have even complained about it a couple of times. There have been some musicians that I like who have been doing AI video for their music videos, and I've disliked how they look and stuff.
Yeah.
One of them was the Wu-Tang Clan had one. Busta
Okay.
Rhymes had one,
Oh
and
no.
they weren't good. Uh,
Wu-Tang. I got you
but
all in check.
this band Igor, the music is not AI. It's all their own music stuff. But this video for ADHD, it was good. I was watching. I'm like, okay, this is actually
AI generated.
good, and I found out why. In my opinion, why. And there's a 3D artist, 3D video artist who's done stuff on Love, Sex, and Robots before,
Yeah.
named Meat Department or Meat Dept,
Okay.
and they're the ones who worked on this video for ADHD, and I think their sensibilities like played into the making of this video because it's edited really well. There's like a thing where somebody raises their eyebrow at the same time that something happens to the music, that sort of stuff. Just um, very very technically competent. Something that I
Yeah.
don't see in most AI video, and it made me go, okay, this is what they're talking about when they say that this is the future of entertainment or whatever. It's like for me, what I thought they meant was that it's going to be just people sitting at home regenerating things over and over and watching them obsessively, which is what
Right.
my experience of it was. But I think now that we're seeing it, someone who has a little bit of artistic know-how can actually bend this sort of visual chaos to their will,
Yeah.
I guess.
It's another
So
tool an artist can use.
it's not still, have to do the disclaimer, not great necessarily morally because of the training set, not great necessarily environmentally due to all the things, but at least visually it's not necessarily going to be bad all the time.
We're destroying the earth and careers, but at least the pictures are pretty.
The pictures, well, or disturbing in the case of the video. So anyway, Ben, as
Interesting nonetheless.
always,
Paul Goody,
keep
good
it
talking to
wrong.
you.
How's it happening? You and I are going to stay after and gossip while we try to get this into two different files
How's it
for
happening?
everyone to
Keep it
enjoy.
wrong. I'll talk to you next week, Paul.
Talk
Bye.